Hello, what's up? It's Silly City and you're watching HWY Behind the Records episode number 37. So this week we're gonna look into the last topic that's relevant for the live performance, and this is gonna be the audio routing. So the audio routing for me consists of like different parts, and that's basically how everything is connected, how you get all the audio to process it. So it's especially relevant for like side chaining and for the master chain. Because usually when you have like a track or something, you have already everything sidechained within the track when you export it. And when you perform live, sometimes you can like have features or do it within the device. But here I have two different devices, and most of the time I have a kick on the analog rhythm here, and then a bass on the MPC. And if I want to sidechain them properly, I want to, or I probably have to like route them into Ableton and sidechain it there. There are also some other ways where you can do it on the device. I think you can get some outputs from the analog rhythm routed into the MPC directly and then use this as a signal for the sidechain compression. But yeah, in the end, like I know best how everything works in Ableton, and I thought, okay, let's just do everything there and have a clean setup. Another thing you can do when you just want to jam and not want to do all the side chaining is just like make the bass a little bit after the kick, so have a little bit of micro timing, and then it's also like kind of side chain. Another reason why I wanted to take everything into Ableton is basically because I have a master chain there and basically a limiter, and I can make everything sound evenly, so everything is like kind of the same loudness, and it's not that like the kick is now quieter than the bass and everything. And yeah, in Ableton I'm kind of used to this setup, and as I always mention, there are so many different ways on how you can do things. I just decided this is the version I want to try for now and for this first live performance. Usually when you DJ with CDJs, you have a simple audio routing. You have your mixer, and then you basically have from each CDJ one audio signal that you can like route to the mixer, and then you can control it on every channel. Basically, we're gonna do a similar thing, like when I just simply jam, I also just connect the device to the audio input here. But now when we have like a little bit more advanced things that we wanna do, like the side and master chaining, I use this external box here, the Focusrite. Alright, so the first way of the audio routing that I'm gonna show you is like the approach with a finished track. So in the first half, I created some patterns and did with song mode basically whole songs. Those are gonna be the songs of the Unfinished Beats Volume 3, and here you can basically see the layout and all the different lanes that I have in the track. Now for the live performance, what I want to do is like assign specific lanes to channels. So here I have the bass, and the bass is, oops. Alright, before we look at the bass, here in the settings, make sure that the audio output is the mixer, because we want to play it out to the mixer, and then I can assign here like the different outputs. So 1 and 2 basically means it's this channel here, so when I'm playing the bass, it's here, and I can adjust it. Then another one is like just the melodies. Then I have like the percussions of the analog rhythm, and percussions is everything like beside the kick. And then we have the kick. And then everything together I can just like, yeah, control it, play a little bit around, and it just like, yeah, gives me more access to doing stuff, and I don't have to do like too much effects in the song to make it entertaining. So the idea basically of the Unfinished Beats is that like the tracks as itself are like a little bit raw. It's just like, yeah, the parts, and there are not so many super clean transitions. But yeah, this is the way I'm gonna export the track for SoundCloud for the free download. But then I'm also gonna like, yeah, perform the track where I try to make like a little bit more transition vibes between the sections, or like, yeah, just add some more excitement in it. And I'm gonna record that, and that's gonna be like the YouTube video. So there are gonna be like 2 different versions of the tracks. But yeah, that's just how it's gonna be. So I thought just for this week as a little teaser, I can show you like how I intended to do all those things. That's also the style that like the Unfinished Beats Volume 3 video is gonna be like a little bit. And yeah, also for me just to have some like, yeah, a little bit nicer real content. Okay, so another thing, this is more for the live set and also the live performance, is the whole set list. So if I play a track, now I had the whole track in an Ableton file, but I'm not gonna be able to like always open a new file because there's always gonna be like, yeah, a gap or something, and I need like smooth transitions. And the idea basically is that I here have an Ableton file, and then I have like basically just every channel that was assigned before, like I just exported that and have like a track each. And then basically it's again the same. So I have here like just the bass, here just like the MPC, the analog rhythm, percussions, and then here the kick. And this just plays like the whole track through, and then I can just go to the next track. So I think in Ableton there's a function where you can loop the in or like the out loop or something. I haven't quite figured it out yet. It's also not the focus of this video. But basically what I did as a little bit of a workaround was to like have here an intro where I just have those 4 bars. Ooh, that's a little bit loud. So here also just quickly to show you, like before when I set this up, I hadn't had it connected to the mixer, so I can just go here to audio 2 instead of main. I go to external out, then here it's already 1, 2, then here I want 3, 4, then here let's say 5, 6, and then here is 7, 8. And now if I play this first thing here, I basically again have everything here on the mixer. Just as it was before. And here I haven't exported everything properly yet, like I mentioned, like this is still me figuring out this stuff. But basically just to give you an idea how I intend to perform this live is then like I have this intro, just like, yeah, to get started, and then from here I can then go to the track, and then here within the track, when you go here, you can make like the follow action so that after this thing is played through, it basically goes to the next one. I just make this manually now because it would last like 5 minutes. So I still need to export everything properly to have like really just the intro and the outro things. And then I can basically just here have like this outro loop from this track, and then maybe take something out, then like add this here from the next track. And then, yeah, basically also high pass a little bit the kick, then change it. And here I always have like on 4 bars, like every 4 bars it does a change. And then I can also like switch the bass here. And then, yeah, it's basically the other track ready to go. And then, yeah, again, I can just go here, and then it plays the track. And yeah, here you can see after like 5 minutes when the track will be done, it will go to the outro part. And yeah, if I fine tune this a little bit and like engage with this a little bit more than just 15 minutes, I think it's gonna get something proper out of it. And yeah, this is basically the idea for like the first half of the set, where I have like prepared tracks just like to get into the groove and everything. And then like the second half would be like live performance, and the audio writing for that I'm gonna show you right now. Alright, so for the live performance, I basically need the live input, so I can't have things prepared, but I still have like the same assignment. So I have here those 4 channels, and they are routed to the corresponding outputs. But now I also have an input, and this is where this box here comes in. So this looks super messy, and it is also super messy, but yeah, it works. So basically what I do is I have the analog rhythm, and from the analog rhythm I have like all the percussions that go here in, and then I also have an input where it's just like the kick. And basically on the MPC I have the same. I have one input here where everything comes in from the melodies, and one input just for the bass. And then again in here you can see now input 4, this is the one on the back, this is the bass from here. Then yeah, input 1 is the melodies, and basically it's just mapped. You don't have to do it like I do it, you can do it whatever you want to do it, but this is just like how I usually do the workflow. So I have the analog rhythm on the right, that's why I want to have it on those channels, and the MPC on the left. And I also think like having kick and bass on the outside, it's just like, yeah, it makes sense for me, like, I don't know. But yeah, this is the setup that I'm gonna try. Also make sure to have here like just monitor in And then basically if I play something from here, it goes through, same with the analog rhythm. So I basically have again like the same control. So yeah, that's nice. So one more thing that I have to just quickly, not show, but just like, yeah, say, is that you have to do the individual output routing. All right, audio routing. So basically, when you go onto like mix or the mixer on the MPC, you see the volume of all the different channels that you have, or like the different plugins, voices, whatever you want to call it. Then you can go down to the tab here that's called I/O, input output, and then you go basically to the audio out and assign it to like the channel that you want. Right now, how I do it, it's like channel 1 and 2, because channel 1 and 2 are master outputs that I can like volume control here still with the MPC. Technically, I wouldn't really need it, but yeah, I still have it like that. I could also choose like channel 3 and 4. And now if I play the sounds here, you can see like here, those are, no, I have mapped it wrongly. All right, let me quickly fix this. So now I do plugin 1 to output 2 and the others to output 1. I could also change the cable, like, yeah, there are so many different ways. Yeah, so now it should be right. Here we have the bass, yes, and here the other voices. So in the analog rhythm, you can also have like single outputs. We already did that when we exported songs where we recorded like single voices in. And here I basically do the same. I have the kick drum that I route out on one input on the Focusrite. And then like basically everything else goes to the master. And here to do that, like usually when you have like the single output, it also gives it out on the master. And for that you can go to the settings, go down to like audio routing, and then you have route to main. And this is a little bit tricky. I didn't realize it in the first way how it worked. I thought I could like switch stuff, but it's even simpler, but you have to know it. You can just like press here, and if I have now the kick muted, it doesn't send it out. And yeah, that way I basically have everything that I need. So if I play all the stuff, let me quickly, here you can see now when I mute just the kick, you see this is like all the other voices and just this is the kick. And that's basically, yeah, how I have the things. And now, yeah, we come to the main part, or another main part, the whole master chaining and side chaining, yes. Okay, now we can come to the little bit more fun part, yeah, depending on what you see as fun, and that's like the master chain and the side chain. So let me just quickly start with the master chain. So usually I have a master chain over the whole track, but now when I route everything to a different audio output, it doesn't work. So it kind of takes away a little bit what the master chain does, but I thought, okay, I just like throw a master chain on every track and then it's basically the same. And yeah, not all master chains are the same, but they are, yeah, similar to say the least. So one thing that's really helpful is when you have like your favorites, and here there's like mixing and mastering, and here you can already like select some nice presets, like I chose this here, and then I just started adjusting it to what I need. So basically what I always have is just like an EQ8 here. So should I play everything? Yes, here that. This is just that, basically. Then I have just classic compression, glue compression here. Then I have here a utility if I need to make the sounds louder, but those are the sounds that come on the Focusrite where I can also change the volume there, but I just have it if I need it. And then here, this is basically the most important part, and that's the limiter. So when I have the limiter here, I can just say, okay, this is your ceiling. When you hit like -3 dBs, yeah, just like chop it. And here you can see that's always chopped a little bit. I also added here a little bit input gain. And this provides just like that this voice is always like -3 dBs. Here for the percussions on the analog rhythm, I have basically the same. Here I added an EQ8 down here because it has some sound down here that I don't want. If I also have like some basses on the analog rhythm on the live performance, I would need to change that. but currently or for this project this was not the case. Then again, like compression, utility, limiter. Here it's on minus 0.7 dBs because like I want them to be a little bit louder and like the ambient MPC sounds just a little bit more in the back. And then I always added like spectrum in the end, just like to see a little bit the waveforms. Yeah. All right, let's go to the kick. And here we have like, yeah, again EQ8. I don't have the compression here because it's just one voice. It doesn't really need a compression. Then here I have a utility again to make it louder because like the single outputs are not so loud. And here I can just like pump it up, could also do the input gain a little bit more. And here on the kick you can also see like the limiter is on minus 0.3 dB. So I want the kick really to be the loudest and yeah, to really come through. And then I have here the envelope follower. This is like my way of side chaining. I know you can use compression and all that stuff, but I don't know, for me that works right now. And basically the idea is that I have here an envelope follower that adjusts the EQ8, the second that I have here, and just always pushes like the subs down. Probably some people that see that right now are like, why do you do that? Yeah, just get used to it, that's how I do it. And here I have the compressor, so I could also like use the compressor and here have the source of the analog rhythm. Like, I don't know, it's just like vibes and I could quickly change it if I really needed to. And yeah, the rest basically here on the bass is similar, so let me add it in. Yeah, I have the normal EQ8 just at the beginning, then again no compression because it's just one voice right now. Again, utility to boost the sound a little bit because sometimes it can be quite quiet. And then yeah, the limiter here, it's on minus 2 dBs. It's, yeah, doesn't always match it exactly, but I just can set the overall volume. And this is also for me one of the most important things for this like side chaining or using Ableton, and that's just like to have the volume control over everything. And this little side chain here, and yeah, that's basically all the sorcery for now. Along the way I probably figure out some other nicer ways, but for me that does the trick. And yeah, like for the live performance in October, yeah, I think that should be enough. Yeah, so that's audio routing, side chaining and using Ableton. Okay, so I forgot to mention one thing. There's basically another way where you could have like even more control over all the sounds. And for that you would need two laptops, because you could connect like the device to Ableton and then you can have like all the voices in one lane. So I could have each voice on the analog rhythm as one lane on the in Ableton and then like route it out to the mixer. But the thing is, you can only choose one input device, so I needed a second laptop where I could like connect the MPC and then have each voice there. Then I would also like need the different mixer, like the A9 or a mixer that can like have two input sources. And then I would basically have like one Ableton open with like all the lanes from the analog rhythm. Then another laptop with like, again, Ableton with all the voices from the MPC. And then I could like map those out to the mixer. But yeah, then again, I would still have only 4 outputs. So I thought like, yeah, what I needed the most are kick and bass as individual control for like, side chaining and overall volume, vibe, and here on the mixer. And yeah, for now that's enough. Like, I don't think I always want to take like 2 laptops everywhere. And then yeah, it's just like, it gives room for more error and I just want to keep it simple in a way that works. And for now that works, and yeah, that's how I'm gonna use the live performance features. Alright, that's all that I wanted to cover for today's episode. Yeah, basically audio routing and different ways to do it, and yeah, especially for the styles I want to perform live on our event. But yeah, this is just like one approach. I always say it and I will continue to say it, there's so many different approaches. Find a way that works for you. This is something that works for me now. Yeah, it probably will change along the way, but that's just how it is. And yeah, also make sure to check out this week's track of the unofficial summer mixtape volume 2. Every Saturday at 4:20 a new track drops. This week's track is gonna be Flip That. And yeah, until then, have a nice week, enjoy the weather, yeah, eat something nice, go see your friends, and then yeah, see you next week. Bye!